Welcome to the weekend edition podcast. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
A lot.
Um, yeah, we got a we got some stuff to talk about. Once again, this is going to be a heavy AEW episode with a little bit of Ring of Honor sprinkled in between. But yeah, it's this is yeah. So let's just get started with Rampage because Rampage was okay. But it was okay. So this was what was weird about Rampage, and like this fucked me up because at the same time they were having Final Battle was on at the same exact time as Rampage. So while Rampage is going on, Final Battle is going on, but Final Battle was more. Oh, we kind of have your attention. When Rampage was like, whatever, we're just here, and that didn't make any sense to me.
Like they shouldn't have had it at all. Like you you own both companies. Like you should like postponed it Rampage because let's face it, barely anybody watches Rampage. Fucking Final Battle was a pay per view.
Yeah, they could have did the whole 3 hours on Saturday where like they could have had Rampage and then Collision, and everybody would have been like, all right, but you're splitting the focus of both of your companies to, all right, here's Rampage and here's Ring of Honor. But like
Yeah,
then somebody will come up and say, well, you could watch both because one's on TV and the other one's on the internet. And it's like, yeah, you can, but you're not really paying full attention to either one if you're splitting your focus. And it's like
yeah.
that's what bothers me. It's like you don't fucking get it. And then we're gonna talk about what he said at the scrum in a minute because that just made everything worse. But Rampage started off with Devon Eriks and Orange Cassidy versus Daddy Magic, Mike Menard, and Jake Hager. So of course, fucking the Orange Cassidy and the Von Erichs win, and then at the end, um, the last living Von Erich, I forgot his name. I'm gonna call him Kevin Von Erich. Is it?
I think it's Kevin. Yeah,
Yeah, Kevin Von Erich got in the ring and put the claw on Jake Hager, and this was in Texas, so of course they got like a huge pop, and like for fans of the Von Erichs, like it was a huge thing. It's like yeah, like this was awesome
yeah.
because
It was really cool, in my opinion.
yeah, I'm waiting for AEW to sign the Von Erichs, but well, there was no hey, we signed the Von Erichs, none of that. I was like okay, whatever.
Yeah, they're technically not signed. They have to do blah blah blah. It's all elite.
Yeah. So then we had a backstage with Mark Briscoe, and Mark Briscoe was talking, and then Jeff Jarrett and his cronies come up, and Jay Leaf was like, "Yo, listen, wait a minute." He was like, yeah, Jeff, you and those guys could go on. I'm gonna talk to Mark." And so him and Mark have like they have a conversation because they're gonna wrestle next week in the Blue Classic, and they're like, "Yeah, you know what? Like we both have no points, but one of us got to win." Yeah, he's like, "You know what? Like I kind of love you," and he's like, "Yeah, I love you too." And it's like, all right, so they're turning Jay Lethal face. It's like, okay, cool. As long as he's away from Jeff Jarrett and them, that's fine. I mean, it's better than Jay Lethal with Jeff Jarrett and them. It's like, oh, all right, whatever.
Yeah, because that segment, quote unquote, was taped after Jay Lethal's match,
Hmm.
and Jay Lethal was like so dejected after his match. So it seemed like they're
Yeah,
gonna go that route, the whole face thing.
yeah. I'm all for it. Like, I really don't care about Jay Lethal like as a person, but like as a wrestler, he's okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So then we had the Don Callis family come out and take on two guys. I don't know who they were because they got beat so fast. But then, so this is what kind of took me like kind of confused because after the match, Jericho's on commentary. Don Callis says, "Listen, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and Kenny, and I'm gonna take your title matches." Blah 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 blah. And it's like, wait, we just found out earlier that day when Kenny posted it was like, "Yo, listen, after that promo I cut the other day, I went to the hospital and hey guys, I got diverticulitis and I'm gonna be out indefinitely." And it's like, okay, so all right. And I know people are gonna say, "Well, idiot, that promo was cut on Wednesday," and it's like, yeah, no, it was cut on Wednesday, but you still could have threw something in there and said, "Hey, Kenny Omega is injured, so we don't know what the fuck is gonna go on here." It's like y'all have a match set up for at when Worlds Collide with Kenny Omega and Jericho versus Starks and Big Bill, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, you could have just said something, but it was like, oh, okay, that was weird. So I don't know where this is going, and plus I'm still fucking mad that we still got this fucking Don Callis family versus Jericho and Kenny thing. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
The only explanation I could think of is this is Kenny's way out. Like they're gonna wind up jumping him, quote unquote. They probably won't do shit. He'll just lay on the floor and whatever, and they'll be over him. And like that's his way out the match.
That's the thing. He's in the hospital, so I don't know when he's getting out of the hospital because he's probably gonna have surgery and everything. So I don't know when he's gonna get out. So
okay.
He's just like, we have no fucking idea like what's gonna happen. So it's like they could say, "Oh, we jumped him off screen," but at the same time, it's like we already know that he's injured. He posted it. Everybody's been saying, "Yo, get well, Kenny." We know that he got diverticulitis. So like doing an injury angle is not going to make any sense. Just like get on with it. But now you have to swap and find a new tag team for the tag team champions to face at World's End, and it's just very like, I know people be like, "Oh yeah, injuries happen." Yeah, like perfectly fine. Injuries happen, but all they could have did was be like, "Yo, Kenny's injured," and then just moved on. And like this Jericho thing with the whole Don Callis family, this shit is irritating to me because everybody should have moved on from all of this. Like they should have moved on. They should have been to something different. I don't like it. The Don Callis family is boring as shit. Like everybody in there is good, but with Don Callis, it's boring as shit. And them keep going after Jericho over and over. It's boring. Like move on. Let Don Callis focus on somebody else and start a new feud. And Jericho could start a new feud. That would make me happy because it's like, all right, everybody got something new. We're not doing the same thing for 6 years, which I'm going to talk about later. Something else that's been going on for fucking 6 years. But like, yeah, just like some stuff needs to move on.
Did you notice while Jericho was on commentary, like he was cheering for the former Jericho society and whatever? Still, after they turned his back on him and shit, they actually had a match and whatever not too long ago for Don Callis, like, and he was still cheering for them.
Yeah, like
like kind of like a heel.
He cheers for them because he says he respects them because Face Jericho says I respect them, so that's why he cheers for them. But like they shouldn't go back to that. It's like what I feel like some stuff, once you move on from it, you should just move on and let it go. And just and I'm not even just talking about from AEW, I'm talking about from AEW and WWE. Cause like the Judgment Day thing was over and over and over and over and over again. But we knew to like a certain point, we're like, all right, it's going to get to fucking War Games. Once War Games happens, everybody moves on to a new feud. We just had to put up to it to then. And it's like, once they get to the big match, everybody moves on. The fucking Don Callis family and Jericho thing, they had like 10 big matches, and it's like, no, we're still going to keep going with this storyline that we don't need to. And it's like, just move on. Like, give everybody else something different. Make them upgrade some other stars. It's like, just move on. Like, I don't want to see this. But whatever. So then we had Ruby Soho in the back with Sarya, and Sarya said, listen, on Wednesday, I got a match against Rio. If I beat Riho, I'll get a title shot against Toni Storm. And I was like, one, there's no fucking way you're beating Riho. Two, this This was basically done to set up Ruby Soho turning on Saraya. Because that's what I see was going to happen in that match. I'm like, yeah, that didn't make any sense, but okay, cool, whatever.
Yep.
So then we had Red Velvet and Anna Jay. And it was the funny part, they said these two haven't wrestled since 2020. And I was like, damn, like that's the last time they wrestled each other. And it wasn't even like, oh my God, they wrestled before. And it was just like, that's the last time they both of them evolved into like two totally different characters. And it's like, that's what happened. And it's like, what the hell? It's like, damn, like I didn't realize that they haven't wrestled. And that just means like the women don't get enough time because that's what happened. Like they haven't wrestled since then. And plus, like Red Velvet's been out. But if the women had more time and more matches, they would have wrestled at least once by now. But, you know,
yeah.
it is what it is. Like Daddy Magic came out, distracted Red Velvet, and Anna Jay got the win. So, I mean, yeah, good for Anna Jay. She's evolving, sure. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. Then we had like a little.
That's like how I honestly feel about it.
Yeah, because like I don't see where she's going with any of this, but okay, whatever. So then we had like a video package for Samoa Joe and the Devil, and okay, he's mad. He thinks Hangman did it. He don't know who did it, but he wants to protect Max. And sure, okay, that was a thing. So then we had Top Flight Security versus Penta, El Vikingo, and Commander. And everybody had, so before this match came on, I heard a lot of people raving about this match. And it was like, this match was like the match of the night. This match was the most over match of the whole Dynamite and Rampage tape. And even with the Von Erichs, this was like the biggest match. And I was sitting here excited to see the match. I'm like, all right, let's see how exciting the match is. And the match was decently good. I'm not going to say the match was bad or like it was great. It was decently good. It was a little above average. It wasn't like the greatest match that like everybody had hyped it up. And I guess that like kind of put me off because I was so hyped up because everybody was like, oh, this match was so good. Like the whole crowd was cheering. It was so stellar. You have to watch it. And then watching it and it didn't live up to the hype that everybody gave it. I was like, oh, it was all right.
Yeah, I hate that when they hype up shit like that.
Yeah, like this was like really like this was really hyped up, but it was just like a regular top flight match with like lucha style, and it's like okay. I mean, I guess also because like lucha style isn't like one of my favorites, even though I've been watching AAA for like a gazillion years. It's like it's still not one of my favorites, but it's like I do appreciate it when it's good. And this is like I said, this was good, but it wasn't like outstanding like everybody hyped it up to be. So I mean, it is what it is. So did you like the match, or like what were your feelings on the match?
Same as you. Like it wasn't a bad match, but you know what I mean. It wasn't a great match like everybody hyped up. I did like it, but it wasn't like the greatest match ever. The ending kind of fucked me up though.
Okay, explain why.
Because I expected to go the other way. That it's simple as that.
Okay, so you thought the Commander and them would win.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't see that because I felt like Top Flight were going to win. I'm like, all right, Top Flight is going to win, and that was a thing. But you know, it is
Are
what
they
it
going
is.
for the titles? You think?
Yes, they're definitely going for the titles because that happens a little bit later in the show, and I'll get to that in a second. Because like
Okay.
they won, and I was like, okay, cool, I know where this is going, and then they kind of confirmed where that was going. So a little bit of final battle. They had Devon Eric's wrestled a match in the opener. They got the win. And then they had Brian Keith versus Jack Cartwheel, and the winner of that got into the 4-way or 6-way later on. And I was like, okay, that's kind of okay. I mean, it wasn't like weird, but it was just weird because this was the match to get somebody into the 6-person match that was already scheduled, and it had like one open slot, but these two were not the two people that I was like expecting to be in it. So, and then Brian Keith won, which I actually like Brian Keith a lot. He won, so he got into the match in the 6-way later. I'm like, okay, cool, that's all right. We had Daniel Garcia versus Blake Christensen. That was a thing. Vikingo beat Black Taurus. The Mogul Embassies kept their titles because they fought TMDK. And I was like, okay, yeah, like that was all right. And then they had the survival to finish match with Commander, Brian Keith, Lee Moriarty, Dalton Castle, and Lee Johnson. And Kyle Fletcher winds up winning the new television title. And at first I was like, what the fuck? Like, Kyle Fletcher won the title? And the only thing I was thinking, I'm like, yo, he's a tag team wrestler. He has a tag team, but I forgot his partner is hurt, so they gave him the title. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. That's cool. He's a good wrestler, but I just kept thinking of Aussie Open, and it's like, oh, well, I mean, fuck it. He won the title. He's the television champion. Cool. All right.
Wasn't he a singles wrestler at one point, or like am I like imagining that?
That was a long time ago, to the point, like, that was when he was in Rev Pro. And the thing is, I totally, like, because he's been in the tag team for so long that I totally forgot about that whole thing. Like, I know I mentioned it on the podcast before, him being a singles wrestler, but I totally blocked it out of my mind because once he got the Aussie Open, it was just a tag team that was, like, so fucking great that I'd never even thought about him as a singles wrestler again. And then also they keep throwing him in the Don Callis family, and he wrestles tag team matches, and it's like you keep forgetting that he could be a singles wrestler, and now he's a singles wrestler, and it's like, oh, okay, all right. So that was a thing. You had Wheeler Yuta beat Tom Lawler for the pure title. We had Keith Lee versus Shane Taylor. Then we had them top boys, which was FTR and Mark Briscoe versus Bryan Danielson, Claudio, and Moxley. And this was like a Jay Briscoe tribute memorial, and it wound up breaking down to a no rules match. And it was like, okay, cool. It was a no rules match, and it got wild. And Bryan Danielson got pinned by Mark Briscoe after the J Driller on a chair. I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. That was cool. I mean, it was bloody. It was violent. Once again, I'm like, Brian needs to really slow down because, like, I keep saying this, like, I love him wrestling. I love when he does stuff. But the more and more he just keeps doing this shit where he's like, all right, guys, I'm going to fuck with you and pretend that I'm hurt. The more and more I start to go, oh my God, this is not right, because I want Bryan Danielson around, and he just keeps going with, no, guys, I'm hurt. Ow, look at all the blood that I'm losing. Look, my eye is closed up. Ow. And it's like, guys, I'm just working you. And it's like, there's a point of working us. Yes, you can. But when we actually fucking care about you as a human and as a wrestler, when you work us, it gives us PTSD. It's like, we've seen this before. I want you to be hurt. Like, yes, we love your wrestling style. We love everything you do. But when you work us, it gives us PTSD. And we don't like having PTSD. Like, don't do that. And you keep doing it match after match. It's like, please stop. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it worse. Please stop. I'm going to do it worse. And it's like, at one point, we're just going to call for you to retire. And it's just like, that's all we want because we want your safety. And it's like, nah, I'm just going to keep fucking with you people.
I actually was going to go the other route with that eventually we're not going to give a fuck. Like, he actually is going to get injured for real. We're not going to believe it. Be like, yeah, you're fucking with us again. And it's going to wind up being real.
I mean, that's gonna happen too. But I mean, like, he just needs to stop. Like, he really just needs to stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mark Briscoe and them won. Then they had like an Eddie Kingston match that like I had put the phone down and I walked away because I was like, all right, the BBC match was on. I thought the next match was the Billy Starks and Athena match. That's what I thought. So I put the phone down to grab something, and I came back to the Eddie Kingston match, and I was like, did the stream fuck up? Like, what just happened? Like, I literally turned off the stream 3 times and logged back in, and it was a random ass Eddie Kingston match. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Eddie won the match, but I was so baffled. I'm like, this wasn't even on the card. What the fuck is happening? How did this even get there? And it was like, what?
Was he defending a title?
No, he wasn't. It was like they said it was a proving grounds match for Eddie's title against Anthony Henry. But one, Eddie doesn't have the fucking titles. Two, he's not. What if he doesn't win the fucking tournament, which he probably not? So what was the point in this? It was no fucking point. And I was like, this is stupid, but all right, it happened. I was so baffled. I was so baffled. So then we had the main event, and it was Athena versus Billie Starks. So Billie Starks came out, and everybody was happy. Here's what made this whole Billie Starks thing even more like special for her, because throughout the day, everybody was giving her like praise and telling her good luck, good luck, good luck in the main event. And at first she was like, okay, yeah, no, it's just everybody. Then when other wrestlers start tweeting pictures of them and Billie Starks, she started to get really emotional because she was like, I can't believe this is happening. Mind you, Billie Starks is only 18 years old. She's getting pictures tweeted of her with like Bailey, Mercedes, and other people. They're tagging her and telling her good luck. And it's like, she got really emotional. She even said it on Twitter afterwards. She was like, I was really emotional all day because the love that I was getting. And I just, like, I didn't expect this. And at first I was like, yeah, of course. And then I realized, I was like, hold up. You're only 18 and like you are this good at 18. You just graduated. You're 18. You're this good. Like you're like a fucking top star already. And it's like, hold up. She's gonna be a megastar eventually. Like,
Wait till she's in her 30s.
Yeah, oh my god, she's gonna be the top woman in the sport. And like all of that, I'm just like, that was great. She came out, and then Athena came out and she reminded everybody who the fuck she was, because she came out as Bane. And not just like the Bane from like the Dark Knight series, Bane from the comic books. And I was like, oh, okay, yep, I remember how cool you were. Yep, I was like, as soon as she walked out, I was like, yep, I remember how cool you are. And they had a match. Like, they had a fucking match. They had a match that was worthy of the fucking main event. And it just started, like, it started off with, like, Athena just, like, beating the shit out of Billie and was like, you're not on my level. Until Billie just, like, came back and started beating her ass. And they did this one spot that I was like, I wasn't expecting because it was so fucking random and backwards. I was like, okay, I was not expecting that, but that was fucking cool. Because they were on the announce table and they were setting up like they were like, Athena was going to suplex Billie through the announce table. And they're going back and forth, like pushing each other. I'm like, okay, she's going to suplex her through the table, right? No, Billie Starks turned it around and she stands up in the middle of the table and suplex Athena onto the ground. And I'm like, okay, I did not see that coming, but the angle that she suplexed her down, it looked like it hurt Athena so much more. I was like, oh my god, that was vicious as fuck. Like it was so good. Like it was so good. And then it was a point where like Athena was gonna fuck up Billie Starks on the apron, and Billie turned it into a dead eye on the apron. And I was like, what? Where did that come from? It. They were doing so much cool shit, and then at the end, the last part, Athena is trying to get the belt from Lexi Nair. Because Lexi Nair is one of the minions. She's like, give me the belt. And Lexi's like, dude, like, I don't want to do this because, like, she's my minion partner. Like, come on. She's like, no, give me the belt. And Athena is like, making her give her the belt. And she's like, no. Athena finally gets the belt. As she's getting the belt, Billie hits her, and Athena bunks her head on the belt. And I'm like, okay, here it is. Here it is. It's the win. Billie hits her finisher, Athena kicks out. So I was like, oh, okay, so Athena's going to hit her finisher and Billie's going to lose. Athena hits her finisher, Billie kicks out at 1. I was like, okay, hold up, dude. Like, all right, I don't know where this is going. And they battled for another 2 minutes, and then Athena put a submission move. Like, I don't even know what the submission was. She wrapped up Billie Stark so fucked up that she had her leg around her head. And the commentators were like, Billie's head was bobbing, like basically to say yes. The commentators and the people in the crowd, everybody literally was like, yo, is she quitting or like is Athena fucking her head up that bad? What is happening? And then the ref was like, all right, ring the bell. Then he was like, oh, she was saying yes with her head. I was like, oh my God, like that's how fucking vicious the move was. Like, wait a minute, like you what? But yeah, she made her tap out. And then after the match, like they go for the code of honor, and like Billie puts her hand out, and Athena's like, no. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she got in her face, and she like put her hand up for the minion thing. And Billie gave her the high five, and now they're back together as minions. But when they were standing together, Athena looked at her like, oh shit, it's like I need to keep you close because you almost fucking beat me. But yeah,
Yeah.
like that was so fucking it was fucking good. It was fucking good. So after that they had the scrum. And this is what pissed me off about the scrum. They had the scrum, they're talking, they're doing everything, and basically promoting all of the stuff. And it's like, yeah. And then Tony Khan says something, and I got pissed off. And I've seen a lot of takes from a lot of people that are like kind of center the road of like the way they criticize AEW, and some people that are like more pro AEW. Because Tony Khan said, we get so much hate. We're the only company that gets this much hate. Like you could go online and people just hate us for no reason. Like they don't even give us valid criticism. They just hate us. Like, but it's okay because we've been around this long and we had this much hate and we can still survive. Like we're good. When it comes to our ticket prices, they hate. Like when it comes to our shows, they hate. Like he said, everything that we do, they hate. He's like, but we're doing something right because we're still around. And so I was like, hold up, wait a minute, that makes no sense. And one of my friends like responded to this with something that I didn't even think about. They were like, well, Impact TNA has been around for 20 years and people have hated them and counted them out. Like you don't see them complaining. They have one of the best shows that's going right now. Nobody is complaining about them. Like they get hate, but they keep going and they don't give a fuck and they're not talking about it. They just keep moving forward. I was like, you know what? That's right. And then I saw a lot of people was like, yeah, no, that's true. People hate on AEW for no reason. And there's nothing to hate about an AEW. They just WWE marks and this, that, and third. I was like, no, there are valid criticisms for AEW. And when we say it, it comes out as hate because people don't want to see it as criticism. And then somebody else pointed out a good point was like, well, they hate WWE. So what's the point? Like AEW fans like totally shit on WWE and hate everything about WWE, no matter good or bad. So what's the point? Like both sides get hate. Like just keep it moving and shut the fuck up. And it just was a real divisive thing. And then it brought back the conversation of, oh, you guys want fucking AEW to die. And once it dies, and it's like, no one wants it to die. We just want it to be better. And like, just like I said last time on a podcast, it's like every time you criticize AEW, it's like criticizing Jesus Christ. It's not the second coming of Jesus Christ. It is literally just a wrestling show that you can criticize. If you have an opinion that says this should be better or this should be different, this should be that, it's literally just criticizing a company. It's not saying, oh, we hate this. It should die. And you get too defensive. It's like religion. You take this as a religion and defend it to the death. And it's like, there's no reason when people say, hey, listen, this needs to be better, it's automatically viewed as as hate instead of criticism. It's criticism. People don't understand when people give genuine criticism. It's fucking criticism, not hate. I can't stand this. This is so idiotic. And Tony Khan, him saying the stuff that he's saying is just fostering more of this whole, oh, we're just a small bean uwu company. No, it's not. You are a fucking brand that should be criticized when you do wrong. Like, just take the criticism and go, okay, we fucked up. We should do this better. We should do this better. Instead of going, nah, fam, you guys are hating. No. Fuck, what are you talking about? Like, you really need to fix some stuff in AEW, and you're like, nah, you're hating. Like, everything's perfectly fine. Okay. All right. No more criticism for you. Whatever. Fuck off. What say you here in this situation?
Like, I'm to the point where I don't care. Like, with the whole situation with like you can't criticize. Like, all companies could be criticized. Fucking WWE, AEW, NWA, all of them. Like, they all have their flaws. There's not one perfect company out there. And no one bitches, like you said. Impact doesn't bitch. If anything, Impact uses that as motivation, and that's why they're still around, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the best company, but they do have a lot of good things, like the whole X Division thing.
Mm-hmm. They have a good women's division.
So great women's division, yes.
Yeah.
Hell, they're the only other company. Well, there's maybe one or two other than WWE, but like they're the only like top company because like I would say in the United States they're like number 3. Impact. Yeah. What would you say?
Yeah, they're number 3.
Yeah.
I just hate the way that AEW has this whole mentality. I hate it. It's very insane that you can't criticize it. It's just I hate it. I hate it. I really do.
Yeah.
So back to more AEW. We get to the E1 Classic, and we have the first match on Collision. This match made me scream. It literally made me scream because it's Andrade versus Claudio. So we're having this match, and Andrade keeps trying to do the DDT that he did the Brody King, where he ripped off the turnbuckle, and he's trying to DDT Claudio into it. And he tries it once, Claudio totally fucking blocks it, gets down, and then he tries it again. And when he tries it again, Claudio knocks him down. Andrade grabs his knee. And so I'm like, okay, Andrade's gonna do a little fucking lie cheat still here. He's gonna fuck Claudio over. Yeah, this is what's gonna happen. No, Claudio totally fucked everything up and went bam right in the balls. And Tony Schiavone goes, he did the Bobby Hill. I was like, what? He literally said it. I don't know you. Get off my purse. And I'm like, oh my God. He literally said that on air. He said it on air. And I'm like, oh my God. And Andrade beat Claudio. I mean, Claudio beat Andrade. What the fuck? Like, cheating like that? I was like, what the fuck?
Not only cheating, but cheating in such a comical way. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, like I didn't see that coming at all. And the ref didn't see it coming. Nobody saw it coming, but like, holy shit. Like, so now Claudio has a win over Andrade, and that's the thing. But goddamn, that was good. And also,
Yeah,
Andrade did something that a lot of people haven't done since like Ric Flair, Bret Hart, where you shift the sharpshooter into the figure four. I was like, damn, like I haven't seen that done in a while. But that was great.
yeah,
So then we had Abaddon versus Jasmine Allure. And Abaddon beats Jasmine Allure. And it's like, okay, cool. So then we get Julia Hart, because Julia Hart's back out here to challenge Abaddon. So as she challenges Abaddon, like they get into a fight. I'm like, okay, they're fighting. And Abaddon beats the shit out of Julia Hart. But all of a sudden, here comes Sky Blue. And it's like, hmm? The fuck? Like, I thought we dropped this and Sky Blue went on did her own thing instead of like, you know, being little dark Sky Black. And apparently, no, she's Sky Black teaming up with Julia Hart. She beat down Abaddon with Julia Hart, and now they're a team. And I'm like, okay, well, who's gonna save Abaddon? And they showed Thunder Rosa earlier, and I was like, oh, okay. That's the first time they showed it. And Thunder Rosa ran down, jumped in the ring, and she helped Abaddon. So Thunder Rosa is back now. That was actually a shock.
yeah. I'm happy about that, but I didn't like none of this.
Okay, why did you like it?
All right, first of all, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, squash match. Well, we seen that coming. Whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why go back to the sky blue thing? Like that feels so fucking random. Like you should have done it when it was supposed to be done. You know, like what the hell? Like I'm with her, I'm not with her. I'm with her, I'm not with her. Then you decide you're not with her, but then all of a sudden you're with her. Like what the fuck? Make up your goddamn mind. And then Abaddon and fucking Rosa, like a team. That's too random even for me.
Yeah, like this was like so random out of the box, but it was like it was so weird for me that I was just like, I'm intrigued enough to look a little bit further, but I was still super like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
I think it's gonna be a good tag team match, however, but still, like random.
Yeah. So then we had the Acclaim, and the Acclaim are angry about getting jumped by the Scooby Doo assholes, which are like the 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 fucking Devil's Crew. But like as they're saying this, like part of me like kind of slowly slipped into. I know they got attacked, but what if they're part of the Devil Crew? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, nah, that can't be. But what if they're part of the Devil Crew? And I kind of thought that for like a second, but before I could like finish my second thought, here comes Top Flight, and they were like, "Yo, we getting a bunch of wins, so can we have a title match?" And Bowens was like, "Yo, y'all picked the wrong time to come out here, so fuck it. You know what? Y'all getting a title match." I'm like, okay, well, sure, sure, I'm all right. I'm down with that.
So, which proved it wasn't the wrong time. It was the perfect time.
Exactly. Like, like I kind of want Top Flight to win the tag team titles from the Acclaim, and it's like nothing. It's nothing against the Acclaim, but also I really like Top Flight Security. So like, it's nothing against the Acclaim. It's just I like Top Flight Security, and I want them to win.
Yeah. Also, them being so angry, like it will like move along the story with them against the Devils,
Mm-hmm.
because you know that's probably gonna happen.
Basically.
Yeah.
So then we had Brian Keefe, who impressed the hell out of Tony Khan, that gives him an international title match against Orange Cassidy. And he lost to Orange Cassidy in his hometown, but like Brian Keefe was so fucking over, and like I want him to come back. Like I want him to be part of the AEW roster, even though I don't know where he would fit, and he just would be like a random person on the roster. I want him to come back. I want him to come back and be part of AEW.
As long as he's used.
He won't be, but he'll be part of AEW nonetheless. And at the end, where Orange Cassidy tried to give him a handshake, he rejected it and tipped the cap to him. And Orange Cassidy said, "I'm going to tip my glasses to you." I'm like, okay, cool. That makes sense. So then we had a Miro promo. And Miro said, "You know what? I love my wife. My wife is my all. She's my everything. But you know what? I'm going to attack Andrade after this tournament because she needs to win this tournament for my wife. And if you don't win the tournament for my wife, I'm going to attack you later." I was like, I hate everything about this. I hate everything about this. Seriously. I do.
I agree. Like, what the hell?
Yes. So then we had Commander in the back. And Commander's there, and before he gets out a word, we just get Commander! Like, oh my God, Roddy, why? Why, Roddy? And Roddy says, I want to tune up. He's like, I want a tune up match because I need to wrestle, because I need to get my strength back. And so he challenges Commander to a match, and he just like talks all this shit, and he just leaves, and Commander's like, okay, sure. Like, that's what he said. It was like, okay, sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was like, all right. So then we had FTR, and FTR is like, yo, listen, we had this match last night, and we're a little beat up, but we want to fight the House of Black. And like Dax goes on this thing where he's always like, yo, we may not be the prettiest, we may not be the strongest, we may not be this, but we're damn good wrestlers. And it's like, Dax, every time you say this, I do not care about the way you look, the muscles you have on. You guys are the best tag team in the world. I do not care about any of that shit. Like, I just believe that you guys are the best tag team in the world. You guys are great humans. I don't give a shit about anything else. You guys are great humans, best tag team. Don't care about anything else. Like, every time he says it, I'm like, Dax, I don't care. I just know you guys are great. I don't care. Like, nothing, like
But there
nothing you
are
can.
some people out there that do care about that.
I know. And he said, sometimes people say we're hard to work with. I'm like, Dax, I really don't give a shit. You guys are the best tag team in the world. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm going to support you guys no matter what. Every time the best tag
Yeah.
team comes up with the best tag team of the year, it's FTR always for me. It's never anybody else. I don't give a shit. Like, you guys like can say whatever you want in your promos. Don't care. Still my favorite tag team. Don't care. Like, I don't. So then the House of Black comes out and will not come out. They come on screen and they basically keep telling them, "You have no friends. You have nobody. We're your family. We're trying to bring you into our family." And Malachi goes, "Yo, when we whooped your ass last week, nobody came out, so we were right." It's like, dog, like that's not a good way to get them to join the family. And then he burns a picture of Dax's family, and he says, "We're your
That's even
family
worse.
now." Yeah, he goes, "We're your family now." And then he says, "Oh yeah, Cash." He was like, "Do you even like?" He basically said something to imply like Dax shouldn't like Cash shouldn't trust Dax, and it's like because he basically said he doesn't have a family or some shit, and it's like, so you're trying to cause a dissension between FTR, and it's like that's crazy. Like, for you to want them to be part of your team, you're saying all of this stuff to like cause dissension between the two of them. It's like the fuck.
Like,
I,
why?
yeah, I didn't get that at all, at all. So then
To
we
be
had
honest
it.
with you, I don't see how they fit in that.
I don't either. I know that they're gonna have a tag match. I'm fine with it, but at the same time, I'm like, I I don't know what the business is for this. I don't know what this like. Why you do this is weird. It's very weird.
Yeah.
So then we had this Keith Lee promo, and this was about him beating up Shane Taylor. And Lexi Nair interviews him, and she goes, "Yo," she was like, "What's up?" She's like, "So you finally got him, the person that you've been saying that you want. This him." And he goes, "That's not the him I was talking about." I was like, "Okay, so who is the him you're talking about?" When you find out who the him he is talking about, it's like it's just one of those you just kind of give up. So
I'm kind
then
of
we
upset
had
with myself. I didn't think about that.
me too. Because like I thought we were done with that. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but I thought we were done with that and we moved on, but apparently
Yeah.
not. But shit. Then we had a tag team match, and we had Diamante and Mercedes Martinez versus Willow and what is her name? God damn it, Chris Statlander. I was gonna call her Christian somebody, but Chris Statlander. And Chris Statlander and Willow came out dressed up like the schoolgirls from Kill Bill. And I'm like, all right, cool. So they're having a match. And in the very beginning of the match, it was a miscue. Willow hits Chris Statlander. And the first thing Mercedes does is bust a bottle over Willow's head. I'm like, oh no. Like, I immediately was like, oh no. Oh no. They hit Willow with a fucking tire iron. They hit Willow with a fucking bat. They hit Willow with everything. Everything hard that you can hit somebody with, Willow got hit with it. They put her through a table. They tried to kill Willow. Like I lied to you not. They tried to kill Willow. It was so jarring. Because it's like
Legit, that
one,
saying everything but the kitchen sink.
yes. And the funny part is like it's Willow, and you're like, okay, you want to cheer for Willow. Every 5 seconds, Willow was getting hit with something harder, and you're like, Jesus Christ, they're just gonna kill Willow. Bam, 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 bam. They hit Chris Statlander with a few things too, but it was like every time you turn around, it was hit Willow with something, hit Willow with something, throw Willow through something. Willow gets fucked up, and it's like, okay, stop. And then they pull out the thumbtacks and glass, and it's like, okay, cool. They rub Chris Statlander's face in it, but she doesn't get fucked up. And it's like, okay, all right, bet. What happens? Willow gets thrown through a table on the outside. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, please stop killing Willow. Like, they threw Diamante, tried to throw her through this table thing. It wouldn't break. They finally broke it, and then Chris Statlander gets the win. And Willow's just dead on the outside, like not even moving. She's just dead on the outside, knocked out, dead. Chris Statlander gets the win by like a clothesline with a chain on her hand. And she's just standing there, and then she goes, oh shit, I forgot Willow existed. And then she helps Willow up afterwards. It's like, okay, that's fucked up. I think Willow should reconsider her friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why fucking Blue don't fuck over.
yeah. So then we get a Tony Storm promo. They tell Tony Storm about the Sarya thing. Then Mariah May, like, Renee asked Mariah May, when are you going to have a match? And so Mariah says, I talked to Tony Khan, and soon I'm going to have a match. She's like, Miss Storm, will you watch my match? And Tony goes, I'm busy. Well, after the match, can you review like my tape? And she's like, honey, I just said I'm busy. And then she like gets ready to leave. She's like, I don't care who I challenge for the title at World's End. It doesn't matter. I hope they slap each other's tits off. But I'm going to leave and tits out, chin up. And Renee's like, wait. And she was like, oh, you're learning, honey. And then she just leaves. I was cracking the fuck up. Because Renee she had such like, no, don't hit me with a shoe. And I was really sitting there waiting. I'm like, yo, Tony's gonna walk off and she's gonna throw a shoe, right? But she did, but I was cracking up.
It's fucking crazy.
So then we had an Edge and Christian thing, and Edge says, I'm challenging you to TNT title, no DQ match at World's End. I mean, we knew that they were gonna have another match. Fine. All right. So
Isn't it no DQ?
yeah, I just said a no DQ match. I just said that.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say no DQ. My bad.
Yeah. So then we had Brian Cage come out and he just killed this poor guy, whoever this guy was. Like he threw him so hard one time into the turnbuckle that he bounced. And the guy just bounced up, and I was like, "Are you fucking okay?" And he just like had this look on his face, like, "I don't know what the fuck just happened." And then Brian Cage fucked him up some more, and he just bounced again, and he was like, "What the fuck are you? You keep trying to kill this guy." And he fucking lifted him up and down, pumped him up, and just threw him. I'm like, "All right, Jesus, stop!" Like he fucking killed him and left. So he went to the back, and they're leaving and they're talking to Lexi there, and then all of a sudden Keith Lee comes up, and Keith Lee looks at Brian Cage and he goes, "Just tell him I'm ready." I'm like, "God damn it, we're going back to Swerve and Keith Lee?"
Right? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's like we're past this. We're done. We're past this. It's over. Nah, we're gonna do this. I'm like, what the fuck? So
That
then
pissed me off too. I agree with you 100%.
yeah, it's like we moved on past this, and it's like, nope, we're gonna keep this going. It's like the window opportunity for that match should have happened a long time ago. Now all of a sudden we're like evolved Swerve to a whole nother level. And Keith Lee is wherever the hell he's at, and it's like, no, we're gonna go back to this, and it's like there's no reason to. This is like 2 years ago where you should have went back to it and had this match and moved on. And if somebody goes, "Oh, it's because Keith Lee was injured," as soon as Keith Lee came back, they should have picked it up and did it. "Oh, but he got injured again." You should have did it as soon as he came back the first time and moved on. Swerve evolved into this whole other thing, and it's like there's no reason for him to fight Keith Lee now. But whatever is, I guess is going to happen because fuck it, whatever. That, that's I'm totally checked out from this. Like we said this so many times. It was like this should have happened here. This should have happened here. This should have happened here. It's been so long. It's no should have happened here anymore. It's like who the fuck cares? And like I even seen somebody online like when it happened was like whatever.
That's exactly
So
how I feel. I agree with that sentiment exactly.
yeah,
At the
because
very least, make it a stipulation.
dude, if they make it a stipulation, it's not even gonna matter because everybody's gonna be fucking checked out. Everybody's checked out of it because I don't give one fuck about it. Like I
Yeah,
don't
no,
care.
I agree. I'm checked out too, but make it just a little bit more interesting, you know?
Yeah,
A little bit.
yeah. So then we had the E1 match between Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia. It was a really good match, but Eddie beat Daniel Garcia with Matt Menard outside, and Matt Menard's like looking at Daniel. He's like, "Come on, man, come on." It's like, dude, like he's just gonna lose. Like there's nothing. Like don't try to help him. He's gonna lose. And he's like, I hope he loses every match in this tournament. So after this tournament, he goes, "Fuck it. You know what? I'm going to get better. I'm going to do my own thing. Fuck it. I'm going to become somebody else and be better." And I'm going to be happy with that.
Yeah, but like, don't get rid of the dancing. That put him over.
Oh no, keep the dancing. The dancing was the best part because like when he was getting chopped, he danced back up, and Eddie was like, "No, fuck this." He chopped him again. He danced again. "No, fuck this." He danced again. He was on the floor dancing, and Eddie was like, "What the fuck?" He keeps coming, and then he just like chopped the shit out of him and fucked him up, and then like he laid him out for a while, and was like, "Okay." The dancing is part of his gimmick, and people love it. I love it. It's good. Like, let it stay.
Yeah. What do you think about them combining his prior gimmick before he got with these two, the Red Death thing with
Mm-hmm.
this? Somehow, like make him like brutal as shit, like fuck people up, but
Mm-hmm.
like still entertain with the dancing.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because that's kind of what he is right now. Like that's kind of what
Yeah,
he is right now. So yeah.
cool.
Then we had the main event: Bryan Danielson versus Brody King, and Brody King rips off the eye patch, fucks Bryan's eye up again. Bryan can barely quote unquote hold his eye open, and he hits Brody King with the fucking Psycho knee, Brody kicks out. He hits Brody with something else, Brody kicks out. One more time, he hits Brody with the Psycho knee, Brody's down. Brian can barely fucking move, and Brian gets the win. And it's like, dude, like, I love you, but like, look at your face right now. It's like, no, it's a work. It's like, just please be safe because you have one more match. That's great, but then you're going into the finals because like his match is against Claudio. He has one more match and then he goes into the finals. So that's the
I
thing.
will say this: that match can be interesting as shit since they're in the same crew.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and the thing is, like, this is what's going to set him apart because looking at the standings, Brian has one more match in his matches against Claudio. Claudio beat Andrade. Andrade beat Brian. So because of that, Claudio, even if he beats Eddie Kingston, I mean not Claudio, Andrade, even though he beat Eddie Kingston, no, even if he beats Eddie Kingston, Andrade has to have Claudio lose. Claudio has to lose to Bryan Danielson for Andrade to win. Okay, yeah, I got that. Andrade could win, but he needs Claudio to lose to Bryan Danielson. If Bryan beats Claudio, then Bryan goes into the finals. So it all comes down to his match versus Claudio. And also Eddie Kingston has to lose to Andrade, which he probably will. If Eddie beats Andrade, because I feel like that's something Tony Khan would do, Eddie would beat him. Eddie would have 9 points. And that means Bryan Danielson would have to lose to Claudio for it to be tied up. But looking at the standings, it would like there's no way that he wins here. Like, so it would be tied. Like it would be tied. It would because it would go into a 3-way tie. But also Claudio could win and Claudio could have 9 points. There's a lot of variance here, but honestly, the only people that I could see winning is Brian or Andrade. But it's a lot of variance here, and we have to see how this plays out. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird because this is kind of weird.
I think it's gonna wind up being Brian.
I see that too. It's going to either be him or Andrade. And
Yeah.
I think it's going to wind up being Brian versus Swerve, and I'm okay with that. Not even mad at that. I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's probably
Would it
how it's
be
going to
Brian
be.
versus Swerve? Because I swore Moxie was like up on that side.
Moxley is winning, but it depends on if Moxley beats Jay White, and I don't think he's going to beat Jay White. I think Jay White's going to beat him,
Okay.
and if Jay White beats him, and Swerve gets the win against Roosh, Swerve wins because he beat Jay White, which means it goes down to that match. So Swerve has to beat Roosh, and Jay White has to win for Swerve to win. And if that happens, Swerve
Gotcha.
moves in. But if Moxley beats Jay White, Moxley's in, so Moxley would fight whoever. Because it's all about the person that you lost to. And that's what makes this a thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm all for it. It doesn't really fucking matter. And like I said, it's easy. This is very easy to follow because it's like once you see who beat who lost to who, in the last parts of the brackets, you're like, all right, this person needs to beat this person needs to this person because this person lost to this person. This thing happens here, this happens here, and like I said, once it gets very down to the end, you figure out who's going with who and how things are going to play out. So right now it's looking at it's either going to be Brian or Andrade versus Moxley or Swerve. Or you can have like the weird thing where you could get Eddie Kingston that sleazes his way in, which I don't think so. And you can have Eddie Kingston versus Moxley, but I don't see that happening because there's a lot of variables that has to happen for that to happen. So I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I think it's gonna wind up being the finals. Brian versus Moxley. Like I don't
I'm
know
go.
why. Like I felt that for like a few weeks now.
I mean, it would be cool, but I'm going with Brian versus Swerve, and he's gonna like. I
Oh,
think
okay.
Brian is going to beat Swerve. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see because like I said, it could even be Andrade or Brian versus Swerve or Moxley. But we'll see.
Either way, I'm
So
happy. I want to see that goddamn belt.
yeah, that's what I want to see too. So that was all of the AEW stuff, and there was a lot of AEW stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, let's move over to SmackDown. So SmackDown starts off with the tribal chief. And I honestly didn't think he would start off the show, but he started off the show.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
Yeah. And then he goes, yeah, somebody's been holding it down. And like somebody's been doing the best work in my absence. This person is the next tribal chief. And he says all of this stuff, and behind him, Jimmy is getting so hyped. And then he calls Jimmy's name. And he's like, Jimmy. And Jimmy's like, yeah. He's like, help me acknowledge your brother Solo. It's like, oh, Jimmy's face was so deflated. He's so deflated. And Roman went over and he hugged Solo. And I was like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
He keeps getting screwed over by his little brothers.
Yes. And then we get Randy out. And Randy comes out and Randy says, yo, listen, I like I got beef with you. And I've been fucked up and I've been out because of you motherfuckers. And I want that belt. And I want to take down the bloodline. Roman's like, I didn't think of you once since I've been away. He's like, I'm the tribal chief. I don't care. So Randy basically just starts talking shit to him, and Roman's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And then Randy goes for the RKO, but Roman blocks it. And then when Roman goes down, Randy says, oh, I thought she wasn't thinking about me. And it was like, you know what? He had to be thinking about him because he found a counter to the fucking RKO. So he's been thinking about him. And
Basically.
then Randy says his new catchphrase, Daddy's home. And I'm like, okay, well, that was a little spark. And I had knew kind of how this was going to finish, but I didn't know the exact finish of the night. But I was like kind of clued in a little bit of what was going on. I was like, oh, yeah, maybe. And then I was like, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. So yeah, like that was a thing. So then we get the announcement that it's Randy versus Jimmy later, and I'm like, okay, cool. Then we get to Carmelo versus Grayson Waller. I didn't think that they were going to acknowledge that they wrestled for the NXT Championship.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they acknowledged it. And then Grayson Waller did a fucking. I forgot the move that Reno used to do from WCW, the roll of the dice. He did the roll of the dice off the top rope, and I was like, what the fuck? Like what? Like that was
It's pretty much the crossroads. You could have called
no,
it too.
it's not the crossroads. It's with the leg over the back of your neck.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. Never mind.
yeah,
I'm thinking about
and
Reno's other move. No, not Reno. Yeah, Reno. He does like a move like similar to Crossroads.
yeah, but which Reno? There's two Renos,
Uh,
remember?
Vito's brother.
Yeah. Oh, so I meant the other Reno, the Reno from WWE, where he puts the leg over your head and does that move. That Reno,
Rico. Rico.
Rico, whatever.
Okay.
He wasn't important, but yeah, Grayson Waller did that off the top rope, and a lot of people was like, "I never seen that." I was like, You know what? I don't think I've seen that. Like, I don't remember anybody doing that, and it was like such a random ass move that I don't see a lot of people do that. I was like, okay. So
If
then we
it's
got
happened, it's rare.
yeah, and then we got Mello beating Grayson Waller, and he moves on to the next round. Mello did pretty good. It wasn't like the best Mello match, but it was like a good enough Mello match. But it wasn't the best that I've seen Mello do. And like, that's no disrespect to him, Mello, but it was like it just was like just a little turned down version of Mello. But yeah, so that was
Wait
a
till he's
thing.
officially part of the main roster because he's not officially part there yet.
Yeah. So then we get a backstage with Randy and LA Knight, and Randy's like, "Listen, I didn't ask for your help last week." And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about you. I want to beat the shit out of the Bloodline." And Randy's like, "Well, see, that's the problem. Like, how can I trust you?" And he's like, "You don't trust anybody." He was like, "That's true." He was like, "So," he's like, "I don't." He was like, "I don't know where we stand." He was like, "Neither do I." And they just both walked off. I was like, "Okay, I don't." All right, like they just both hate the Bloodline, but they don't respect each other. I was like, "All right," like I don't get it. I don't get it. So then we had Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory, and they're fighting. But then we have Corey on commentator. Corey's on commentator talking about Kevin Owens, how he's erratic, punching people in the back. And he goes, "Yeah, he's been punching people in the back, and like people don't feel safe." He was like, "I feared for my life." I was like, "Oh my god, he didn't just say that. He didn't just fucking say he feared for his life. He said the Tony Khan line, I feared for my life." Oh my god.
Like that shit was funny.
Yeah, like I was not expecting that, but when he said it, it fucking popped me because it was like, why did you say that? And like, it brings back to like the whole thing where he hates CM Punk, but then it's like, wait a minute, like, did y'all patch things up? Like, did everything get patched up? Is everything cool? Like, what, like, like, what's up? So,
I think
you
they
know,
patched things up.
yeah. So then we get a backstage bloodline thing, and Roman's telling Jimmy he better handle business tonight. And he was like, you could step up to be the tribal chief eventually. And he was like, but you got to handle the work tonight. And Jimmy's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Jimmy says, yeet. And Roman just slowly turns his head to him and goes, just looks. And Jimmy goes, no yeet. I,
Like he wants to be Jay so bad.
right. But like, I can't wait to WrestleMania when they actually have their match, and then they wind up becoming brothers again because that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, right after the match.
Yep. So then we get a Killer Cross segment, and Killer Cross is saying, "Yo, everything is crazy, but I think I need to start over, and I need to do a redo." And so he's doing this whole promo, and like there's a little small frame that like somebody picked out was like somebody bald, and they were blowing smoke, and he picked it out, and the person that they picked out, because this person has been backstage in a backstage random like back dark thing that you can see, it was Paul Ellering. And Paul Ellering
Mm.
has the Authors of Pain. It was like, oh, oh, this this may be a thing. Authors of Pain with Killer Cross. That may be a stable that I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah, on paper that sounds awesome as shit. Hopefully they get like pushed well. He kind of alluded
Yes.
to the fact like everything that's going on, like it was him because like Scarlett's cursing and whatever. By cursing, I
Hmm.
mean like that Danhausen type of shit. Actual
Yes.
curse.
Yeah, so like I want to
Because he
see what
showed
the
Roman and shit like that.
but I want to see what he's gonna do. I want to see what his rebrand is. Like especially if the Authors of Pain is there, I want to see what his rebrand is. Like that that's gonna be cool.
Hopefully it's cool.
Hopefully. So then we get Kevin Owens walking by Cameron Grimes, and Cameron Grimes like tell him, you know, whatever. I don't even know what he said. No, I'm not joking. I have no idea what he said. He said something, and then all of a sudden, Mello comes up, and Mello basically tells Kevin Owens, "Listen, I'm gonna get you." He's like, "Next week." He's like, "I respect you, but I'm gonna get you." I'm like, okay, cool. So then we went into this banging ass video package of Damage Control. They're all basically saying what they're coming for. Io has her title. The Kabuki Warriors are going for the tag title. Bailey's going in a Royal Rumble, and Dakota Kai is the mastermind. And the whole thing was so well done, and it's like this was so good that it makes me sad that they're going to kill Bailey.
Yeah. Because in theory, like, because Bailey said she wants to win the Royal Rumble to go against Rhea Ripley so they could have all the gold. But in
Mm-hmm.
theory, if that's the case, shouldn't Dakota, when she's better, go for the NXT title? That way they have everything?
I mean, they could do that. They could do that, but like right now, Dakota is like way off, so that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But
I know, obviously, but, you know.
yeah, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna last together long enough until I have a feeling
No.
this is gonna crack very easily. So then we have the Kabuki Warriors, and they come out and they get attacked before they can even get to the ring by Michin and Zelina Vega. So they beat the shit out of them, and then they wound up going into the match. But it's like they just jumped the shit out of them, and now they're going into the match, and then the match just breaks down into all hell, and then the match is just over. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, cool, and it sets up for like the 8-person match next week. But it's like, oh, okay, cool, yay, like, all right. And during the match, they say that Charlotte, with her match with Asuka, is now going to be out for 9 months. Charlotte is out for 9 months. Charlotte knee is messed up, so yeah, she's gonna be out for a long time. So yeah.
Like, when I first heard that, like, I thought that
Mm-hmm.
been happened. Like I misunderstood it totally. So
Wait, what part did you think happened?
I don't know why. Like I thought, like they said, like Charlotte, because Charlotte just came back like not too long
Mm-hmm.
ago.
Yeah.
So cause I forgot why Charlotte was out to begin with. So like I thought that was the reason she was out, and that's why I mean, like she actually wants revenge on Oscar on top of Oscar betraying her.
No. So she was
No,
out for what? Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say no. No, obviously it's not that now, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what I understood at first.
Oh yeah. No, she got
Yeah,
injured last week and she's out for 9 months. Like the funny part was like we didn't know because we heard that like the injury was bad. No one knew exactly how long, what was up with the injury. Everybody just knew that the injury happened. They're like, the injury happened, it's bad. She got evaluated on Monday and they were keeping it kind of quiet because it was bad. And then they found out it's for 9 months and was like, oh shit, it's like it's worse than we thought. Because like before that, I heard like 6 to 8 months. I was like, oh, 6 to 8 months. And then they said 9 months on WWE television, which means she'll be back a little bit before 9 months. I'm like, okay, I mean,
yeah,
yeah. And so like there's rumblings of like did plans change for like what they were gonna do with Charlotte and the Royal Rumble or whatever. And it was like and the rumors are like, hey, there's no matter what this was, WWE has money in the bank to fix everything. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. That's right. They have this other thing that a lot of people already know, but they were figuring and like they already know and it's coming. It's just kind of more confirmed now with the pressure being on to fix it. It's like, all right, cool. That's good. Like, yeah,
yeah.
that's like yeah, I'm excited for it because like, yeah, no, this thing is gonna fix everything because this is a thing that we always knew was gonna happen and it was gonna happen anyway. So I was like, yeah, no, it's gonna happen. So yeah, and also we have AJ Lee is a thing. I I've heard like some rumblings of like a couple names in the women's rumble, and I'm like, if these names are in the rumble, like it's going to be one of those rumbles where this is going to overshadow the men's one, even though the men's one is like already going to be big. This women's rumble is going to be one of the ones that's going to overshadow a lot of like things because it's going to be one of the ones where at the end of the rumble, the women's rumble, people are going to be like, "Holy fucking shit! This was jam packed. It's going to bring a lot of story. It was a lot of debuts, and a lot of big changes." And it's like, yeah, no, this is going to be a big thing. So yeah, then we get to SmackDown, and we got Jimmy in the back, and Jimmy's talking to Solo, and Jimmy's like, "Yo," he's like, "Yo, you're not gonna betray me, right?" He's like, "We're brothers. You're not gonna cross me, right? And if there's something going down, you would tell me, right? Right? Like, come on, like you wouldn't do me like that." And Solo just had this look like, "Man, I ain't telling you shit if I'm gonna fuck you over."
Like one,
Like,
he took such a long time to answer him.
mm-hmm,
Two, he kept twitching his fucking thumb, so you know what that means.
mm-hmm.
Three, all he answered with, Jimmy, I'm your brother, which doesn't mean a goddamn thing because he betrayed him once before.
Exactly.
Like I pointed it out to you, I'm like, did this dude forget that they fucked him up once?
Mm-hmm.
They took him out for like a month, wasn't it? Like a few weeks or some shit.
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
He's about to get fucked up again.
Yep.
So they did a little interview thing with Santos Escobar and Bob Lash and the Street Profits. So they did this interview and like Santos said, "Look, yo, I got this. Like I'm gonna beat you, Bob. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." And he said it with such confidence. Like the spoilers are out for next week, but like we don't really do the spoilers because like we like to watch the show and there's extra context added to the show once the show is live because they add more
Yeah.
things like backstage segments. That's why we cover it. Like we do know the spoilers, but we just like kind of just not because we're avoiding them. We just don't do it because it's extra context added to the actual show. So
Yeah.
yeah, they set up for next week, and that's going to from the spoilers that I've heard is going to be exactly what we said on the podcast weeks ago. I just want to see how it goes down and what changes. So yeah. So then we get to the main event, and it's Jimmy versus Randy, and it goes down, and then Solo comes out to distract Randy, and LA Knight comes out to beat the shit out of Solo. Randy hits the RKO on Jimmy, 1, 2, 3. Then here comes Roman. Roman lays out LA Knight, and then Roman goes after Randy. Then Solo and Jimmy get in there, and they start beating the shit out of Randy and LA Knight, and the whole bloodline's fucking them up. And then all of a sudden, somebody just let their evil ways get in their head, and AJ Styles shows up, and he beats the shit out of Roman and Jimmy. And then LA Knight clotheslines Solo Sikoa. AJ takes off his shirt and looks like he fucking swallowed the Hulk. And Randy, LA, and AJ are standing there. And all of a sudden, AJ just punches the living shit out of LA Knight. And everybody's like, what the fuck? Even Randy was like, okay, sure.
That was exactly his reaction because he didn't do a damn thing. Like, whatever.
Yeah. And
By the way,
everybody,
I appreciate the call out to Evil Ways.
and
I just had to point that
everybody,
out.
I know. Everybody was so pumped up about fucking AJ Styles looking the way AJ Styles looked. And like I even had one of my friends go, he looks so good, I believe in the flat earth. I was like, God damn. God damn.
What the fuck?
And then AJ Styles just lays out fucking LA Knight. Randy's fucked up. And AJ walks right fucking clean by Randy Orton. I mean, not Randy Orton, Roman Reigns. Roman's looking at him. He's looking at Roman, and he walks by Roman. And it just goes off the air like that. So that just sets up for something that happens next week. And it's I don't even know how that goes. Like once again, like I said, I have to figure out what the fuck, like how all of this goes. And so yeah, like that's the thing, and we can end it right there because it's holy shit, that was a thing. So yeah, that's it. That's the week in wrestling. Yeah. So, yeah. We don't do that here. Change their ways, their evil ways. It's been so long hard days. They don't say God's changed my ways, change my ways. There's